How we doing? This is droneslinger.com again. Today we have a custom build. This custom build is on a SOSx frame. That's SOSx. This is called the Wasp frame. It's a 110mm carbon fiber X frame. It's very tough, very resilient, very light. I've got an auxiliary tray on it that I keep the battery in. The battery fits nice and snug because the dampeners are pulling against it, so you get a nice snug fit. It's perfect. The flight controller is an AlienWii. On the AlienWii flight controller is a LemonRX Satellite receiver. The motors are Micro Motor Warehouse Dark Edition 8.5mm, and the props are Hubsan. So it's a bit of a Franken-drone, bits and pieces from a bunch of different manufacturers. Alright, we're flying this with a Taranis Plus. So number one, let's plug the flight controller into the battery, and you'll see that blue light flashing on the front of the AlienWii. Once that stops, it's ready to go. Now let's turn on the transmitter.
Taranis. Low rates, throttle disabled. Ignition off, horizon mode.
Also, this flight controller runs in Spectrum SMSS mode. So we're running the Taranis with a orange RX transmitter module. So right now we're in PPM mode on the transmitter module, and that's what's actually running this thing, not the Taranis's transmitter per se. It's the module, we're running it through the Taranis. Alright, so anyway, as you could hear coming up, the Taranis has a lot of good audio and haptic feedback, which makes it a lot easier to run. Alright, and also you can see now the red light is on the LemonRX. That signifies that it's bound to the transmitter. So knowing that, the next step is to
ignition on.
Arm the flight controller. That puts the second blue light on, so you know you're armed. And
throttle active.
Let's activate the throttle. Once that's done, you are pretty much ready to take off. Alright, I'm going to disarm
throttle disabled.
The throttle.
Ignition off.
And turn the ignition off so I don't cut myself to shreds here, explaining how this works. You get a lot of feedback from the Taranis, as you heard. One nice thing about it is I can go from
angle mode,
acrobatic mode to angle mode,
to horizon
mode off this one switch. So horizon,
angle mode,
to angle,
acro mode,
to acro, on the fly while the aircraft is in the air.
Angle mode, horizon mode.
You can also change
middle rates,
from low rates to middle rates,
high rates
to high rates,
middle rates, low rates,
and back and forth off this switch. So two switches, and you can change the flight characteristics incredibly. I mean, all over the place. Any option you could possibly think of. Again, I love the way this thing feeds back. Even the trim.
Trim center.
So you know when it's centered.
Trim center.
Very nice. So any switch you can set up to tell you anything.
Ignition on. If you flick that switch one more time.
Even if you flick the switch the wrong way, it kind of tells you.
Ignition on. If you flick that switch one more time.
That you flick the switch the wrong way.
Ignition on. Ignition off.
But anyway, this is a very fast, quick, agile little craft in any mode. I mean, it's very hard to control in high rates. In acro mode, it flies. It is very fast. It's a lot of fun to fly. It holds together pretty well. I bounce this thing around a little bit, and the weight is, I believe, under 40 grams without battery. I think it's like 37 grams without the battery, so it's very light. You configure the AlienWii with software called MultiWii Conf. It gives you all kinds of capabilities and flexibility. It's very easy to use, it's graphic. It allows you to go as deeply as you like into it. You can configure the Taranis with software called OpenTX Companion, which makes it a lot easier than trying to program it through the LCD. And you have screen after screen after screen on this LCD. On the GUI you can actually see a lot of stuff on the same screen, and it's just much easier to follow. You can also back stuff up easier, copy things, copy and paste. It just makes life a lot easier. also very easy to use. So maybe one day soon I'll do a video on how to actually build one of these and set up the transmitter to run it. In the meantime, you guys fly safe and take care. Catch you again.